Breaking news stories at this hour. In Meade, a man is in custody now after multiple agencies were trying to negotiate with him inside a home.
Also, a man has been shot following a drive-by shooting. Multiple agencies are on the scene at 5th and Green. That's near Underhill Park. We do have team coverage bringing you the latest updates from that scene tonight. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Handrahan. I want to get back to our breaking news at this hour. That man has died after a drive-by shooting. It happened near the Fred Meyer near I-90 and Thor. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley joins us live from the scene tonight. And Amanda, we understand this is now a homicide investigation.
That's right, Mark and Whitney. Officer John O'Brien with Spokane Police Department just moments ago confirmed with us this is now a homicide investigation. One victim, a male, they do not know the age, has died as a result of the scene here. They are looking still for the suspect involved with this incident. There may be two, and they're still trying to identify who those suspects are. I'll give you a look here at what the scene looks like here this evening. Now, this area is at the intersection of Fisk and 5th near the Fresh Soul restaurant. The owner here actually told us that he heard several gunshots in the area, and his employees are a bit shaken up, but they had reported the gunshots. Officers came in here about 2:45 today. There were customers just outside just a few moments here before the gunshots went off, but they eventually cleared the area. As we mentioned, they're still trying to identify who was involved in this situation. Now, a bit earlier, we did see, just before coming on live here, we saw Spokane Police using the scene reenactment scanner. That gives folks the department an idea of where the shots came from, reenacting what that situation looked like. So we'll hope to see maybe some developments on that. But through the evening, we expect the intersection here again at Fisk and 5th to be blocked off. Reporting here at Fisk and 5th, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And now we want to take you to that scene in Meade. After hours of negotiations, the suspect there, we're told, is now in custody. This all happened here just within the last 10 minutes. The SWAT team was on scene helping the Spokane County Sheriff's Office with a man barricaded inside a trailer, we're told, on his mother's property. They believed he was armed and hiding, but by himself. We're told he is a 38-year-old convicted felon. Authorities have been on scene since about 11:30 this morning, again after reports of shots fired.
Going to switch gears here for a moment. A lot of screens in Spokane will be dialed into the NFL Network tonight as a local kid makes history. Our Brennan Green joins us now with a story involving the last local to walk in the same shoes.
Tonight's the big night for Brett Rippon. He'll become the first Spokane High School graduate to start at quarterback in an NFL game since his uncle Mark Rippon did so 25 years ago. We caught up with Mark this morning as he prepares to see the next generation of his family take center stage.
I'll be a nervous wreck, I'll be honest with you.
Starting in an NFL game can be anxiety-inducing. Watching your nephew start in an NFL game may be even worse.
If I need to take a walk and and things are getting a little too much, I'll do so.
It isn't surprising for Mark Rippon, though, that Brett is getting his shot, even though a lot of people wondered if it would ever happen, as Brett mostly was on the Denver Broncos practice squad over the last year and a half.
That's the nature of playing the sport at a high level, is that eventually your number is going to be called and you have to be ready. And I think that's one of the things that I've always admired about Brett is his ability to mentally stay focused, ever since he's played high school football at a young age.
Mark did get a chance to speak to Brett briefly on Tuesday night. Here's what he said.
Just wish him well. And that was the best important thing for me, and not put any more onus on what he's got to do. He's got enough on his plate right now to have some old armchair quarterback from the past tell him, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And other than just good luck, and we'll be thinking about you and watching you.
If you had one piece of advice for today, what would that be to him?
Well, I think, this is what you prepared for. This is what this is your time. Take advantage of it. And, you don't go out there and have fun. It's not about having fun. Sometimes it's going to be difficult, and sometimes, you're going to go through some tough situations throughout the course of a game.
No matter what tough situations come his way, though, Mark gets to watch Brett become the first NFL starting quarterback from Spokane since he did it 25 years ago. That in itself makes Mark proud.
it's pretty cool to see things come full circle. It's a great story, and just so excited for him and for all of our family. We had to watch Brett and live vicariously through him now.
Oh, by the way, Mark turns 58 tomorrow. You can imagine the gift that he wants.
Pretty good birthday present if the young gun pulls it off tonight. That'd be great.
Brett and the Denver Broncos take on the New York Jets tonight at 5:20 on the NFL Network.
Thank you, Brenna, and good luck to Brett, by the way. Okay, in other sports news now, a month and a half ago, news broke that Gonzaga and Baylor would play each other this season. Well, now we have a date. The Bulldogs and the Bears will face off in Indianapolis on December 5th without fans. The game will take place at 10 a.m. and it'll be broadcast right here on KREM 2. Almost all polls have Gonzaga and Baylor as the top two teams in the country heading into the season. So this is one of the most anticipated non-conference matchups in the country this season.
Well, now to another top story across Washington today. Boeing will relocate all 787 Dreamliner production from Everett to South Carolina. That's according to the company today.
In our discussions, which were several, including my staff and myself personally, the Boeing company never asked or suggested to the state of Washington anything that we could do to assure continued production of this airplane. Simply put,
today, the governor expressed his disappointment with the company's decision to move to South Carolina. For years, lawmakers in Washington have been giving Boeing tax breaks to stay in the state.
Well, Spokane has a large aerospace industry that is heavily connected to Boeing. However, it is unlikely to be affected by the move, we're told. Eastern Washington suppliers mostly work on the 737 MAX, not the Dreamliner. The CEO of Greater Spokane Inc. says it's not the only customer. She says the aerospace industry here is very well diversified. All right, let's talk weather. Hard to believe today is October 1st. Kind of feels more like summer out there this week at least. Let's bring in Thomas Patrick now. Thomas, a warm week for the rest of the week, I should say.
Yeah, very little change from day to day, especially temperature wise. But as we get a little bit nitpicky, you definitely have noticed that it is a bit more hazy outside today than it was through the first half of the week. So a little bit more difficult to see some of the mountain peaks way off there in the distance. And our temperature is down a little bit as well, just low 70s right now in the Spokane area as opposed to upper 70s or around 80 like it was yesterday. Same story kind of around the region. Mostly 70s as opposed to 80s this time around. A little bit cooler up towards Sandpoint. They're just reporting 61 at the moment, but there's also some cloud cover on top of the haze. So two layers of both the haze and the clouds working together to keep things just a little bit cooler for today. But still, the western U.S. is being dominated by a high pressure area, so that will keep our skies at least dry, if not a little bit cloudy or perhaps a little bit hazy. I think the hazy conditions could last all through Saturday, but our temperatures will still be right around 80 degrees, especially without that second layer of cloud cover. And coming up, I'll show you just how close to record highs that is going to be for our region.
All right, Thomas, thank you. Well, this month, film crews with the reality TV show Cops will be riding along with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office.
Their return to the area, though, is not welcomed by all. As KREM 2's Amanda Rowley reports, some local groups believe shows like Cops target communities of color.
Two filming crews with the reality TV show Cops have returned to Spokane. Now, through the first week of November, they will ride along with Spokane County Sheriff's deputies and Spokane Valley officers.
There's a lot of misunderstanding about, does it really show? Yes, it really shows. What goes on out on the street.
While Sheriff Ozzie Konezovich welcomes these filming opportunities as a show of transparency, Spokane city leaders believe this promotes mental health and racial profiling. That is why in March 2018, City Council passed an ordinance imposing restrictions on shows like Cops or Live PD.
Did you guys call us?
It would first require a license for producers to film and operate in the city. It also requires written consent from all people filmed. To be clear, this ordinance only applies within Spokane city limits, which is why Cops can still film with the county sheriff's office in its jurisdiction. But some local groups, including NAACP, have concerns about Cops returning to the Spokane community. Today, Sheriff Konezovich confirmed his office did not involve the NAACP in discussions about Cops crews returning.
I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I would definitely say that it would have gone a long way to have the conversation beforehand instead of after the fact, so we could voice what our concerns were.
Sheriff Knezevich says he does not think there will be any changes to how the crews film. President of the NAACP, Curtis Robinson, says he would like to see crews filming an emphasis on crisis intervention teams, along with capturing not just what law enforcement does right, its mistakes, too.
Where are their challenges at? Where are they making mistakes? Where are they running into internal and external barriers as far as trying to accurately deal with whatever situation that they're encountering?
What you see out there is what these men and women that wear that badge every day go out and they deal with on a daily basis.
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
In the meantime, Spokane County Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich was recognized for his more than 30 years of public service today. He was presented with the National Distinguished Citizens Award by the Jonas Babcock chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. The award is given to someone who fulfills the qualities of honor, service, courage, leadership, and patriotism, and has contributed to the defense and security and thereby the freedom of the community, state, or nation in an exceptional manner.